This message is for you. Don't scroll past it. Don't try to skip it, because God says this moment is written in heaven and what you are about to hear is not an accident. God says, Archangel Michael has been sent directly to your spirit right now because a hidden message, wrapped in mystery, is making its way to your very door before midnight. You are not reading these words by chance, you are under divine appointment, and if you close your heart now you will miss the breakthrough you have been waiting your whole life for. God says, do not harden your heart, do not turn your face away, because this message is alive and burning like fire inside of you, and if you let it enter you, it will shift the very story of your destiny. God says, heaven has been waiting for the exact moment to release this into your life. You have cried in secret, you have wrestled with doubts, you have asked, why me, Lord? Why must I carry this pain? Why must I walk through this storm? But God says, the storm has not come to destroy you, it has come to carry the hidden letter, the sealed message that is approaching your door. Archangel Michael has been assigned, not to watch from a distance, but to walk with you in the final hours before midnight strikes. This is why you feel a trembling inside, why you feel restless tonight, why your spirit cannot stay still, because your heart already knows that something unseen is coming closer and closer. God says, don't doubt this. The enemy has tried to whisper to you that nothing will change, that you are forgotten, that heaven has moved on. But I tell you, says the Lord, the enemy is terrified of this exact moment because once you open the hidden message that comes to your door, nothing in your life will remain the same. You have been positioned for a miracle, and the letter carries the proof. This is not ordinary paper, this is not ordinary words, it is the breath of God Himself, written through the hands of His angel, and it is rushing toward you now. God says, Archangel Michael is guarding this message with his sword of light, because there are forces that would love to intercept it. There are people who smiled in your face but cursed your name behind closed doors. There are spirits of doubt, fear, and delay that have tried to shut your door before the message could knock. But Michael says, no demon, no liar, no manipulator will steal this delivery. The seal has been stamped by heaven, and the order has been cleared, the message must reach you before midnight. God says, when it arrives, don't hesitate. Don't hide it. Don't let fear convince you to leave it unopened. Because inside that letter is the answer you have prayed for at 3 a.m., the comfort you begged for when you said, Lord, I can't take another day like this. Inside that hidden message is the name of the person who will surprise you, the door that will open, the healing that will flow, the wealth that will shift into your hands, the reunion you thought was lost forever. The message carries more than words, it carries destiny. God says, you are chosen for this. Others may not understand why such a message would come to you, but they don't know the battles you fought silently, the pain you swallowed without telling anyone, the sacrifices you made when no one clapped for you. Heaven knows. Heaven saw. and heaven decided that you cannot wait any longer. That is why Archangel Michael has been commanded to release this before midnight. Don't delay, God says. Don't think, maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow is too late. Midnight is the line. Midnight is the hour when the hidden becomes visible, when the sealed becomes opened, when what was denied is finally delivered. This is not just about receiving a letter, it is about unlocking the season you have been held back from. This is about finally stepping into the chapter that has been waiting with your name on it. God says, the world will not understand, but you will. You will know when you hold it in your hands, when your spirit shakes and your eyes well with tears, that this is not imagination, this is not coincidence. This is the hand of God. Don't skip this. Don't turn away. God says, if you let this slip through your fingers, you will wander for years asking why you never opened the message that was meant for you. But if you obey, if you open, if you trust, before midnight something that seemed impossible will collapse, and in its place the miracle you were promised will rise. This is your moment. Archangel Michael is standing guard. The hidden message is already on its way. God says, open it before midnight, and watch the walls around your life break, the chains shatter, the sorrow lift, and the joy of heaven pour into you like a flood. God says, lean closer, because this is not a message to entertain you, it is a message that demands your soul's attention. The clock is moving, the hands are almost striking the hour, and heaven is not speaking to everyone right now, it is speaking directly to you. God says, don't let the noise around you distract you, don't let your phone, your thoughts, or your worries pull you away. Every line you are reading is infused with the fire of heaven, carrying the vibration of Archangel Michael's sword, carrying the breath of the Spirit, carrying the command of the Father who has not forgotten you. God says, this hidden message that comes to your door is not just about paper or ink, it is about evidence. For so long, you have walked by faith with nothing in your hand, nothing to show to the doubters, nothing to wave in front of those who said, where is your God? You believed even when you were mocked, you trusted even when you were abandoned, you prayed even when no answer came. But God says, this message is the evidence. This is the tangible sign that you were never crazy for believing, you were never wrong for hoping, you were never a fool for holding on. The letter proves it all. God says, the one who delivers it may surprise you. It may not look like an angel in glowing wings, it may be a person you know, a situation that suddenly shifts, an unexpected knock that rattles your door, a call, a text, a revelation in the night. But know this, it is wrapped in Michael's protection, sealed with God's approval, and timed to arrive before midnight because the date has been circled in heaven. There is no delay, there is no denial, there is no mistake. This was set in motion long before you even cried for it. God says, I am watching you right now, I am watching your reaction, I see your heart trembling as you read this, and I am telling you, don't question it. Don't let doubt whisper. This is not an empty promise. The Spirit is saying, you will see it with your eyes. You will feel it in your hands. You will know it in your spirit. Archangel Michael stands guard because there are forces trying to stop you from receiving. Every time you got close to breakthrough, something blocked you, something delayed you, someone betrayed you, or circumstances suddenly collapsed. But God says, no more. No demon has the right to touch this delivery. Michael's sword is drawn, and his stance is unshakable. This time the letter will reach you. This time the door will open. This time you will not be denied. God says, when you open it, tears will stream from your eyes, because it will remind you of every sleepless night, every prayer you whispered, every wound you carried, every hope you almost buried. It will be as though the Father Himself reached into your chest, touched your heart, and said, I never left you. I never ignored you. I never abandoned you. I was writing this message all along. God says, don't underestimate midnight. Midnight is when the world is quiet, when distractions fade, when the unseen breaks into the scene. Midnight is when heaven invades earth. Midnight is when chains fall off prisoners and gates swing wide open, like in the book of Acts when Paul and Silas sang in the dark and the earth shook. Midnight is when this letter must arrive, because your midnight is not your ending, it is your turning point. God says, I am preparing you right now. That is why you are restless. That is why you feel the pull to keep reading. That is why you know in your bones that this message is not ordinary. You are being prepared to receive something sacred, something weighty, something sealed in glory. This is why Michael's presence is strong around you. You may not see him, but your spirit senses him. You feel the heaviness, the electricity, the strange stillness in the air. That is the sign, heaven is close. Don't tell this to anyone, God says. This is private. This is between you and heaven. If you share it too soon, people will mock, people will doubt, people will curse what they don't understand. Keep it in your heart until the midnight delivery comes, then you will have proof, then you will stand with evidence, then no one will be able to laugh at what you carried in secret. God says, hear me now, this is the hour, this is the door, this is the message, this is the miracle. Don't skip this. Don't harden yourself. Midnight is coming, and with it comes the hidden message that will rewrite your story forever. God says, hear me again because the urgency is growing heavier, every second matters now. Midnight is not just a moment on a clock, it is a line in the spirit. Once it strikes, the hidden becomes revealed, the unseen becomes visible, the sealed becomes open. You cannot afford to fall asleep spiritually, you cannot afford to shrug this off. This is the moment the heavens have rehearsed over your life since the day you were born. God says, the hidden message that comes to your door is the answer to prayers you thought were buried. Some of you cried prayers years ago and assumed they were lost in the air. You said, Lord, maybe you forgot, maybe you never heard, maybe you never cared. But I say to you, not one word left your lips without being recorded. Every cry is inked in the scrolls of heaven, and this message carries their answers back to you. Archangel Michael says, I am walking through the night with this delivery. Demons tried to block the road, curses tried to tie it up, shadows tried to intercept, but I cut them down. I am carrying what belongs to you, and I will not stop until it is in your hands. That is why your spirit feels on fire right now. That is why you feel your chest tighten and your hands tremble, because Michael is closer than ever. God says, don't miss the sign. When the knock comes, when the phone buzzes, when the unexpected arrives, don't hesitate. That is the moment you prayed for. That is the moment heaven scheduled. Open quickly, because hesitation is the enemy's trap. He wants you to say, maybe tomorrow. But I tell you, tomorrow is too late. Tonight, before midnight, is the holy window. God says, I saw you when you thought you were at your end. I saw you lying awake, whispering, Lord, if you are real, show me something. If you still see me, prove it. This is the proof. The hidden message is not random, it is the reply to your desperate cries. You thought your words disappeared into the dark, but they reached my throne, and tonight they return to you sealed with my signature. God says, your enemies wanted you silenced. They wanted you crushed, they wanted you to believe nothing would change. They laughed when you said you believed, they mocked when you spoke of miracles, they smiled while plotting against you. But when this message opens, their laughter will turn into silence. The very ones who mocked you will be forced to admit they were wrong, because the letter carries undeniable evidence that you are chosen and protected. God says, do not fear the weight of it. At first it will overwhelm you, it may even feel too much. You may cry until you cannot breathe, you may fall to your knees with trembling. That is the power of divine proof. It is not just words, it is fire, it is breakthrough, it is inheritance, it is heaven poured into your life. Let the tears flow. Let your knees hit the floor. That is how the chains break. God says, I am warning you, don't tell everyone. This is not for curious eyes, this is not for doubting mouths. Hold it close until I tell you the time to reveal it. Guard it the way Michael guarded it for you. For if you open your mouth too quickly, those with envy will try to twist, to curse, to destroy. But if you guard it, if you hide it in your heart, it will multiply, it will grow, and when the right time comes, no one will be able to deny it. God says, you have carried shame for too long. You have carried rejection, failure, disappointment, heartbreak. The hidden message is your release. When you open it, shame will fall away, heaviness will lift, chains will shatter. You will finally breathe in freedom, finally walk in peace, finally rise in joy. Midnight is not your end, it is your beginning. Don't play with this. Don't say, later. Don't tell yourself you have time. God says, if you close this message and ignore it, you walk away from the very thing you've been crying for. But if you hold on, if you open, if you believe, then before midnight heaven will prove you are chosen. The knock is closer. The angel is near. The hidden message is almost in your hands. And once you touch it, your life will never be the same again. God says, do not move away now. This is the part the enemy desperately hoped you would never reach. The enemy tried to distract you, tried to pull you away, tried to convince you that nothing was coming. But I, the Lord, say, this is not imagination, this is not coincidence, this is appointment. You are standing under divine appointment, and the letter is already in motion toward your door. God says, this message carries more than comfort, it carries reversal. Everything that was against you will begin to turn. What was delayed will be released. What was stolen will be restored. What was broken will be healed. What was lost will be returned. This is why the delivery is urgent. This is why the command is strict, open before midnight. Because midnight is the hour when reversal is activated. God says, when you hold the hidden message, you will feel the power of my breath on it. You will feel your spirit awaken in a way it has not in years. Some of you have been numb, some of you have been dry, some of you have been walking through the motions without joy. But this message will ignite you again. It will feel like fire in your bones, it will stir you, it will shake you, it will awaken the sleeping parts of your soul. Archangel Michael says, child, I have fought for this hour. I have cut down powers of darkness that circled your destiny. I have stood between you and death, between you and destruction, between you and despair. I bring not only a message but protection. The moment you open what I deliver, you will feel heaven surround you. You will feel that you are not alone. You will feel strength you thought you lost. God says, you will not only open a letter, you will open a season. Midnight will not just bring words, it will bring a flood. Blessings will flow into areas you thought were dry forever. Relationships will be healed, finances will shift, opportunities will unlock, health will recover, and peace will settle on you like a blanket of light. God says, some of you fear disappointment. You think, what if I believe and nothing comes? What if I open and find nothing inside? But I say to you, that is the lie of the enemy. That is the voice of fear. I am not a God who teases, I am not a father who promises and then laughs. If I have said it, it will come to pass. And this message has been stamped with my seal. God says, remember this, midnight is not only the time of miracles, it is also the time of separation. At midnight, I divide the faithful from the doubters, the prepared from the careless, the chosen from the wanderers. Midnight is when my oil flows only on those who stayed awake, only on those who kept their lamps burning, only on those who believed until the end. You are here reading this because I counted you among the prepared. You did not wander away, you stayed. And because you stayed, you will receive. God says, don't look to the left or right. Don't compare yourself to others. This delivery has your name on it. It will not be given to someone else. It will not be lost in the crowd. It is marked, sealed, guarded, and destined for you. Even if 10,000 fall at your side, this one comes to your door. God says, when it comes, don't just whisper thanks, lift your voice. Declare it into the atmosphere. Speak it out loud, my God has answered me. My God has remembered me. My God has delivered me. Because your words will carry power, your declaration will shake the air, and the enemy will tremble as he realizes he failed to stop you. God says, don't underestimate this. This is not a small note, not a casual sign. This is a scroll from heaven. It is loaded with your future, loaded with your promises, loaded with your breakthrough. That is why the command is urgent, open before midnight. The door is ready. The knock is closer. Michael is almost there. And when you receive it, your life will be split into two stories, before the letter and after the letter. God says, don't move away from this, because this part is heavier than the last. The Spirit is pressing on your chest right now because you are standing in a crossing. You have been standing at a door for so long, knocking, praying, waiting, wondering if it would ever open. You thought the silence meant rejection, you thought the delay meant denial, but God says, I was not saying, no, I was saying, not yet. I was preparing the right time, I was preparing the right alignment, and now the hour has finally reached. Midnight is not just a time, it is a signal. Midnight is when the heavens release what was sealed, and Archangel Michael is already marching toward your house with the letter in his hand. God says, many times you were close to this moment, but the enemy intercepted. There were seasons you felt the miracle almost touch you, then suddenly it slipped, suddenly you were betrayed, suddenly you lost what you thought you were about to hold. But God says, the difference now is that Michael has been stationed. His sword is drawn, his wings cover your path, and his feet have trampled the serpents that once blocked you. The enemy cannot steal this delivery. This one is marked for your name only. This is why you feel a trembling inside, a shaking, a strange weight on your spirit, because heaven is guarding what belongs to you. God says, open your ears. Can you feel the spiritual knock? It is faint but growing louder. It is not just a physical door, it is the door of your life, your destiny, your future. The message that comes before midnight carries not only words but breakthroughs, doors, promises, and answers folded inside. When you open it, you will not just read, you will shift. You will feel a breaking inside of you, a release, as though years of chains fall away in one moment. God says, remember how many times you asked, Lord, just give me a sign. Show me something, anything, that I am not forgotten. This is that sign. The hidden message is the proof. The moment you see it, you will know I was listening all along, I was working in silence, I was writing in secret while you thought I was absent. My silence was not abandonment, my delay was not rejection, it was alignment. Archangel Michael whispers to you now, hold on until midnight. Don't collapse before the hour strikes. Don't give up in the last stretch. Don't walk away when you are steps away from delivery. He says, I have battled through dark corridors, I have fought against resistance, I have pushed back forces that tried to crush you, and I am carrying in my hand the very message heaven wrote for you. My assignment is you, and I will not leave until it is delivered. God says, this is why you survived what others didn't. This is why you didn't die in the accident, why you didn't drown in depression, why you didn't stay stuck in betrayal, why you didn't lose your mind when everyone turned against you. Because the hidden message was still being written, and until it reached you, nothing could destroy you. Your survival is proof that you are chosen for what is coming. God says, when you open it, don't just read it, declare it. Speak it over your home, your body, your finances, your relationships. The letter is not just a word, it is a weapon. Every line carries the breath of heaven, every phrase carries authority, every word breaks something that was holding you down. Speak it out, and watch chains fall. God says, don't ignore this part, if you delay, the window closes. The letter is meant for midnight, and if you hesitate, the moment may pass. That is why I am warning you with such urgency. Don't wait until tomorrow, don't think you have time. Midnight is the line. When the knock comes, open immediately, and the hidden will become revealed. God says, listen carefully, this is not for everyone. This is not a general word floating in the air. This is written in your name, your DNA, your life. That is why your spirit won't let you scroll away. That is why you feel this message clinging to you like fire, why it feels impossible to ignore, why you sense that skipping it would cost you everything. Because it would. Don't skip this. Don't shut your heart. Don't say later. God says, later is too late. This is your midnight hour. The hidden message is almost at your door. Heaven is begging you, open it, receive it, declare it, and watch your story be rewritten forever. God says, this is not the hour to wander or be distracted, this is the hour to stay awake. Midnight is not far, and what is traveling toward your door is closer than you think. I see your heart questioning, Lord, how will this come? What form will it take? Who will bring it? But God says, don't worry about the vessel, don't worry about the shape, just prepare your spirit to recognize it when it arrives. Because the message may not look like what you imagined, but when you touch it, your soul will leap, your tears will fall, and you will know it is from me. God says, remember how many doors have closed in your face. You knocked, you begged, you cried, and nothing opened. But every closed door was protecting the arrival of the one true message. If those doors had opened, you would have settled, you would have been distracted, you would have missed the delivery written only for you. So I closed them, not to punish you, but to protect the timing of midnight. Archangel Michael says, child of God, you don't know the battles I fought over your name. You don't know the times your letter was nearly snatched, the times shadows circled your destiny, the times you almost gave up and lost the will to wait. I covered you in silence, I fought for you in secret, and I guarded the scroll that carries your miracle. Tonight I walk closer, and by midnight I will place it before you. God says, when you receive it, your enemies will be silenced. Those who doubted you will be forced to watch as proof unfolds in your hands. They will not be able to mock you anymore, they will not be able to point and laugh. The hidden message is your vindication. It is the evidence heaven prepared to shut every lying mouth, to cancel every curse, to reverse every word spoken against you. God says, your tears have been counted, your cries have been bottled, your whispers in the night have been written down. Every time you thought nobody heard, I was listening. Every time you thought nobody saw, I was watching. And the hidden message carries all the answers you thought I ignored. This is why it is so urgent, why you are being pressed to open before midnight. Because the enemy would love for you to delay, to scroll away, to dismiss this as nothing. But if you miss it, you miss the turning of your story. God says, you will feel the weight of heaven when it arrives. It may feel like goosebumps, like chills, like fire in your bones. You will feel your chest tighten, your eyes water, your spirit tremble. Don't resist it. That is not fear. That is the presence of Michael standing near your threshold, holding the letter that carries your freedom. God says, do not tell everyone when it comes. Keep it hidden in your spirit until I instruct you to reveal it. Because not every eye that smiles at you wants to see you rise. Not every ear that listens to you wants to hear of your breakthrough. Some people are waiting only to twist, to mock, to diminish. Protect the message, just as Michael protected it for you. God says, I know you are tired. I know you are weary. I know you wanted this long ago. But trust me, the timing of midnight is perfect. It is the hour when darkness thinks it has won, and suddenly the light breaks through. Midnight is the hour of reversal. Midnight is when Joseph was pulled from the prison. Midnight is when the Red Sea opened. Midnight is when the angel of death passed over and protection covered my children. Midnight is when heaven shakes the earth. God says, don't play with this. Don't think you can return later. Midnight is not a suggestion, it is an appointment. And this message is not random, it is assigned. If you skip it, you walk away from the very moment all of heaven has been preparing for you. But if you receive it, your name will be lifted, your chains will break, your season will shift, and your testimony will begin. God says, this is your proof that you are chosen. I could have sent this to someone else, but I directed it to you. I could have let you pass by, but I arrested your spirit, I held your eyes, I demanded your attention, because this is your hour. Don't let it slip. The knock is near. The letter is coming. The seal is unbroken. And before midnight, your life will never be the same.